Jamie J here. I am coming to you today to share some information. So recently, I've been seeing a lot of things going on in the news and just in life and the reactions from people just in general public, and it's brought to me to kind of want to just understand what's happening. And in the midst of me understanding what's happening, one thing that resonates within me is that we are all human. Like, what do we all have in common? And we're all human. So, based on just that, I'm like, and we need to kind of understand that that is our, first initial common thread of moving forward. So, I stumbled across the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is listed on the United Nations website. And it has about 30 articles in here just breaking down the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And I wanted to share that with you just as something to keep in your mind as to, not letting differences overcome decisions to stop, Micah. Micah wants to play every time. So do not let those decisions hinder you from loving thy neighbor. So I'm going to start with just the reason for a little bit of history about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and then I'll go into the preamble, and then you're welcome to check the articles 1 through 30 out at your leisure. And okay, so the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a milestone document in the history of human rights. It was drafted by representatives with different legal and cultural backgrounds from all regions of the world, and the declaration was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in Paris on December 10th, 1948, the General Assembly Resolution 217A. And it was set as a common standard of achievement for all people and all nations, and it set out for the first time fundamental human rights to be universally protected. And this has been translated in over 500 languages. So this is human rights everywhere. We're all humans. So that is the gist of how it got started. And the preamble for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is: whereas recognition of the inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of all the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. Whereas disregard and contempt for human rights have resulted in barbarous acts which have outraged and the conscience of mankind, and the advent of a world in which human beings shall enjoy freedom of speech and belief and freedom from fear and want has been proclaimed as the highest aspiration of the common people. Whereas it is essential, if a man is not to be compelled to have recourse as a last resort to rebellion against the tyranny and oppression, that human rights should be protected by the rule of law. Whereas it is essential to promote the development of friendly relations between nations. Whereas the people of the United Nations have in the Charter reaffirmed their faith in the fundamental human rights and in dignity and the worth of the human person and in the equal rights of men and women, and have been determined to promote social progress and better standards in a life of a larger freedom. Whereas member states have pledged themselves to achieve, and in cooperation with the United Nations, the promotion of universal respect for the observance of human rights and fundamental freedoms. Whereas a common understanding of these rights and freedoms is of the greatest importance for the full realization of this pledge. Now, therefore, the General Assembly proclaims this Universal Declaration of Human Rights as a common standard of achievement for all people and all nations, to the end and every individual and every organ of society, keeping this declaration constantly in mind, shall strive by teaching and education to promote respect for these rights and the freedoms by the progressive measures, national and international, to secure their universal and effective recognition and observance, both among the people of the states the member states themselves and among the people of the territory under their jurisdiction. So that's the preamble, and that's the initial history on what was the goal when the General Assembly met to write up this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And there's about 30 articles that kind of breaks down each individual right for humans just all over the world. And you're welcome to check it out. Like I said, it's on the United Nations website, which is www.un.org. And if you search the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, you should be able to find it. Well, that's all I wanted to share. I hope you learned something from that. I hope it, helps you to put things into perspective about humanity and about how, that you aren't made of the same clay. So, blessings to you all. Have a great one. Hope to see you soon. Bye.